Hey there, Ibn. So, in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, what I'm trying to do here is see if we can actually produce some tasty phrasing using the whammy bar. I've got this Floyd Rose style whammy bar here, and you know, it's very easy to do the hoarse, but harder to do, it can be harder to do the subtle whammy barring. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here, and we can speak a little bit about the approaches I use to achieve that. Hope you guys are doing good, by the way. By the way, I'm in E minor. If you guys want to tune in, you can definitely play your standard pentatonic box here. Do I have a synth? No, I don't. I have a MIDI controller, so sometimes I use it for when I record and stuff like that. But I never play the synth like a synthesizer or like a keyboardist would. I'm crap at that. Nikhil, you love the camera quality. That's awesome, man. This is a Canon, no, it's a Sony Alpha. It's a ZV-E10. And the music too. Thanks so much, man. King 517, what's up? Good morning, or a good afternoon almost here in Stockholm, Sweden. Where are you guys? So I'm in Europe, Sweden, if you haven't figured it out. Almost 100 watching, that's great, man. Fox's friends, what's up? Andres, hi from Spain, ¿cómo está? Nikhil from India, namaste. I learned that yesterday. I'm sure my pronunciation is horrible. Rambo, I like it. Love the music. I'm at work alone today in the office. I promise you, if I fart right now, someone will barge in asking for help. Okay, don't fart. So a lot of times when I try to phrase with the whammy bar, I'm going to rely heavily on what is called hammer-ons from nowhere. So the idea is basically to be able to produce sound with your left hand alone, because if you do that, then your right hand doesn't have to worry about picking or anything like that. It can just do the whammy stuff like this. Michigan, awesome. So the reason I want to have at least one good guitar with a floating trem is not really to do the whatever, that kind of stuff is fun, but I think this is more useful, right? You can actually use this for a musical purpose. Isaka, this is crazy. It is. Snake, what's up? Andres. And even if you just have like a more standard like Strat, which still has a whammy bar, you can still do some of this stuff. A lot of times what I do is I pre-press the bar before I hit the strings with my hammer-ons from nowhere. Crystal, thank you so much. You have some real talent. Thank you, Winter. Nice, I like it. Tayani, thanks so much, man. Eben thinks he started the view spike. How did you start it, mate? You're really good. Thank you, Tani. My face expressions are outstanding. Romulu, play please. Let's play. So as you can tell, I'm also using the bar, the whammy bar, just for standard vibrato. And I could just, use finger vibrato instead, which would be, the conventional. But you can compare the sound. It sounds a little bit different. So it's the reason it sounds differently is because with your finger vibrato, you cannot bend downwards unless you first, bend up. So if I just want to play a regular note and add finger vibrato to it, I'm never going to go down in pitch. I will go down in direction, but that's not what I'm speaking about. The pitch is not going to go down. For that to happen, I first need to pre-bend, then I can go down. But with the whammy bar, I can go both down and up in pitch. So that's why it sounds like this. And if I want to, I can really go deep down. Like that. Yes, this is an Ibanez RG652 AHM. Let's see if the camera wants to zoom in. There we go. Great pen. I lost my right hand index finger in my younger years, and I'm a lefty. They all said, why you don't learn right-handed guitar playing, but you can't change all of a sudden your brain. No, and I think you can do well even without one finger. I mean, let's face it, most guitarists never use their pinky. Let's also face it, there are lots of good guitarists who were lacking a finger. Namely, Django Reinhardt springs to mind, but these days you can find people playing with their toes on Instagram. So, I mean, do whatever feels comfortable for you, and I promise you, people who have no physical handicap at all have bigger obstacles in their head than you might have in your hand. So no worries, just play. This is the third live stream. Awesome, Tayane. Happy to have caught you 3 times. Good, thank you, Rimba. I am not Buddy Holly. What key is this in? So this is an E minor, and believe it or not, but it's getting hot here. So I'm gonna have to take this one off. Just a second. Okay. And occasionally I add the E harmonic minor scale, but mostly it's E minor or E minor pentatonic. So I'm just gonna get my little sleeve here, just a second. Morning from Montreal. What's up, man? The Guess Who. American Woman. That's Lenny Kravitz, right? So. Back in Black. I know Highway to Hell. And I'm out of tune after all that whammy barring. Oh, okay, so the Guess Who wrote that tune? I didn't know that. I thought it was his song. Everyone told me to stop. That's my story. Yeah, you know what, Shiva? I was also told to stop by a lot of people. And about the guitar, and also about making music my thing and a career and all that. So I'm very happy I didn't listen to them, man. There's always people who are going to try to put us down. And it's just a sad reality that when people can't get what they want, they think that somehow going to improve their situation if they put other people down. But of course, that's not how it works. These people are just losers. Don't let them put you down. Make sure to lift people up around you, and sooner or later, people are going to lift you up as well. You know, the connection isn't always direct, but if we help each other out, we can make the world a better place. And as far as, you know, believing in yourself and all that, no one's necessarily going to do that for you. So you have to start yourself. Keep believing in yourself. I know that you can accomplish what you want if you really put your, you know, mind into it. And that's exactly what we're doing on this channel. We're doing, you know, the things we love doing, namely playing guitar and doing music. And no one's going to stop us because there's no reason why anyone would want to stop us. It's just silly. It's something that makes us happy and fulfills our lives, and we need to keep on doing it. Okay, so let's see if we can find another track here. Let's try something in major. We just did minor. So very cool questions there. First of all, the gear I'm using, this is an Ibanez RG652AHM. Come on. And it's Japanese-made RG, and I put some bare knuckle Stormy Monday low output humbuckers in it just to get more dynamic response. And you're hearing it through the full-tone OCD distortion pedal or overdrive pedal into my Mesa Boogie Mark 5 on the clean channel. And then the signal comes out of the amp from the line out, so you're not hearing the speaker, you're hearing a pedal called More Radar, which is a cabinet simulator. So the amp is Mesa Boogie Mark 5. I'm using the clean channel. So I have never tried a Geo guitar, but I'm a big fan of Ibanez, and I've heard good stuff about Geo, and I just think that they put out a lot of good stuff and a lot of different styles and different price points. I have two Ibanez, and I wouldn't mind some more. good question there. What should a beginner learn? So the first thing I think to understand is if you're a beginner or complete beginner, the biggest obstacle you're fighting against is yourself, right? Most beginners put the guitar down because they get discouraged. So you really don't want to do yourself the disfavor of listening to someone else's advice about what songs to learn, for example. It's super important that you choose material that you absolutely love. So if you love a song, I don't know, and it's too difficult, then maybe just learn like a small portion of the song. Maybe like there's a riff or there's a break or there are two chords or a simple melody. Sometimes you can just play the melody, if that's being sung, you can just play those notes and that's going to give you a lot of inspiration. So that's the number one thing. Prioritize not giving up if you're new to the guitar. Now, if you had told me that you're an intermediate guitarist and you've been playing for a few months or a few years or something like that, then I would give you very different advice, because intermediate guitarists tend to be stuck in a rut. They play the 5 songs, the 5 riffs they already know, and then they're afraid of kind of going outside of their comfort zone. So Alex, these are my backing tracks, and I'm working on some loops now, which I will be putting up on my site. I will sell them, but you can also find a lot of free backings here on the channel and on the GMC website. So recep, an old electric guitar can oftentimes be much better than a new one, so absolutely no worries if you have an old electric guitar. You might still want to change strings and stuff like that, but age is usually not a problem. It might need a bit of a setup if you haven't played it for a long time, because since the guitar is made in wood, the wood moves a little bit, so some strings might be buzzing and stuff like that. But often those are quick fixes. You can either Google for them or take the guitar to a luthier. So believe it or not, but I actually recorded a few Phrygian videos today, which will be up on the channel today or tomorrow, I think. Doesn't really work here with the Phrygian, right? Phrygian, it's more of a metal thing. Phrygian dominant here, just not Very nice. Go-to riffs runs. Well, those are the ones I try to avoid. But since the theme of the day is using the whammy bar, one of the go-to techniques I use with the whammy bar, if you can tell that, is to use hammer-ons from nowhere here. So I'm producing sound only with my left hand, like this, right? Oops, wrong key. So I can pre-push the bar like this. So that's one of my go-to techniques for whammy barring. An interesting thing here, I don't practice as often as I should on this amp, this tube amp, and the reason being, I feel it now when I play it, it's extremely sensitive to details. And that's a good thing, because it means I can play the same phrase over and over, just with a few variations, and it's going to sound different, right? Or totally different. But that kind of thing is much harder, especially if you want to do. So I think maybe I would need some kind of better solution when practicing. My practice amp now seems to compress all the notes, so it's much easier to do that. That kind of thing is much easier to do on my practice amp than on this amp. Yeah, maybe a bit of a expression pedal, or when I use the whammy. I'm just gonna see, are we? Ho ho, maybe we're doing a bit loud here. Let's try. So Conger, this is an Ibanez RG652AHM. Come on. So we had a question there. What tuning is my favorite? So I don't have a specific tuning I like a lot. I use E standard most of the time, simply because I'm constantly recording stuff for you guys. May it be shorts or jamming here or something else. And I really don't want to be in a weird tuning. Sometimes I tune down to drop D if I want to riff, or even drop C sometimes. So that means going down to C standard and then dropping that. No, going down to D standard and dropping that. Yeah, exactly, Craig. So when I do these hammer-ons from nowhere with a pre-push with the bar, it doesn't sound like it sounds more like a horn instrument or like a wind instrument, or a little bit, because you can't hear the attack. Doesn't sound like that. It's a good observation. Oh, what? Do we need to be in our jammies to jam? I would say no. No, you're fine as you are. Hey Chris, your guitar is pretty cool. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Conger. Guitar list, what's up? I'm mainly an acoustic player. Looking at you and my LP on the wall, I feel like I should learn practice electric a lot more. As a player that has played for 10 to 15 years, where do I start? Interesting. Well, if you're an acoustic player, you could do what I'm doing now. You could record a loop or backing track, right, with your acoustic. That's what I've done here. And grab your Les Paul and play some simple, nothing fancy, but just slow phrases and see if you can build melody. So I was just playing 3 notes back and forth there, right? Conger subscribe, thank you so much, man. And that goes to anybody who's already playing the guitar and wants to approach what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is just melody building on top of a very soft sounding, like clean or acoustic. It's not acoustic, but clean chords. I think it's something like that. So it's like in E major, right? E major add 9. I think that's a good way to learn the guitar. The last 10 years, everything new that I practiced it in this kind of sort of improvised setting where I just come up with variations of something I've learned. It could be a pattern, a technique, or a lick. Why are you streaming so late? You good? Thank you, Lucille, for asking. So you usually attend my earlier streams. Yeah, I felt like throwing things around a little bit. I needed to record a few videos, and I also had a private student earlier, so I just figured I'd swap it and see what happens. I'm not sure if it's good or not, because obviously if you're used to attending my streams in the mornings, you're going to miss me out. On the other hand, I do get to be with some new people as well who might not attend my earlier streams. So I'm a bit undecided yet. It's very new that I've started doing these streams on a daily basis, and I like it a lot, and it seems you guys like it because you keep returning, and that kind of means the world to me. But I haven't exactly decided on the form yet, so yeah. That phrase was saucy. Thank you so much, man. I'll keep this open for a bit on the background. Very informative and constructional advice. Sub to see more of this in the future. Thanks so much, Pooks. So if you guys want to learn some of the things that I do, I have tons of shorts breaking down all the little tricks and stuff I do. So that's also a good reason to check out the channel. Puma! Again, awesome, man. Or woman, I should say. too high up, maybe, I don't know. Eddie, thank you so much. So my current setup is this Ibanez RG into the full-tone OCD overdrive, into the Mesa Boogie Mark 5 amp, going on the clean channel. I have a little bit of reverb and delay in the loop, and then I go through the line out to you guys via a cabinet simulator, which is called More Radar. Thank you so much, Rosalind. So Craig, I can imagine you hear some Steve Vai in my playing because I'm trying to emphasize the whammy bar thing a little bit. That's kind of the theme of the day. And if you watch the replay, you're going to hear me break it down a little bit, the techniques I use. But I do like Steve Vai quite a bit, and I think his phrasing is very interesting and the way he uses the whammy bar. No, not like that though. Lucille, so you're in Australia. Cool. So maybe we should see what other loops we have in store here. So here's one that's been my favorite recently. It's a very simple loop. It's just E minor all over the place. Eddie, do check out my videos. Again, I post lots of instructional shorts every day, so I think that's a good format if you just want to steal a lick here and there. forest acoustic jam. So Vladdy, have you attended one of those when I've done them live streaming? Never had a lot of people in those, so we probably connected then. Hello there, Karen, and all the other Karens out there.
Thank you so much, guys. Loving the tones. J'adore très groove. Merci, Luc. I had the same guitar a few years back. Loved it. Sadly, I had to say, yeah, this is a fantastic guitar. RG652. It's a bit more of a compromise between the standard metalish Ibanez RG and the more, like, slightly more fusion. I have the same guitar for you. Ooh, I think we have a hater here. Is it Rijan? How do I pronounce it? Is it Rijan or Rijan? If I had enough, I'd donate to you. Thank you so much, man. You really feel it, man. Thank you, Steven. That tone is sexy. I like it, Eddie. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Playing out and resolving to the correct notes. Exactly, that's what you try to do. Yes, Eddie, please do jam with me. I'm in E minor. We can have a lot of fun jamming. Total info, j'adore. Thank you, Luke. Yes, Shred Factor, I did make the loop myself. It's just... something like that. Yes, great. You're never too old to learn, so just go for it. You can do it, man. And 62 is nothing. You have lots of more years you can practice and play guitar and have fun. You'd piss your neighbors off. Yeah, I know, that's always a problem. You can do it, man. Can you jam with me on Rock Opera? What's that? You will be checking out my licks. Awesome, Steven. Thanks so much, man. Is there backing tracks you do somewhere where I can jam on? Yeah, I do have some backing tracks on this channel you can check out. Also, I put out probably like 1,000 backing tracks on the GMC site in cooperation with my fellow instructors there, so we have lots of free backings there. These loops, I am actually planning on selling them in some kind of package on my Christopher Dahl site, so they will be up. I just need to think a little bit more how to package them. What do you think about corridos tumba? I sort of don't know what that is, sorry, man. That's right, Bloody. I'm the creator of GMC. A long time ago. Oh, I think that's a good thing. The music would do good in an elevator. I don't think it would. This is a little bit stressful. I think in an elevator, you want calm music so people who are, claustrophobic, they don't panic or something. So I wouldn't use this. I would have some softer jazz, and we could actually do that. Something like this, maybe. I think this might be better elevator music. Maybe a bit too sad as well if you want happier, but I like sad backings. Cool, you love the electric guitar now. That's awesome, man. Okay, so let's try this one as well. The red Les Paul is a LPJ, so it's a Les Paul Junior. Gibson LPJ. This is an Ibanez RG652, yes. And you can figure out the key here. So it seems that we're in C minor, I think. No? Yeah, it should be. Yeah, we are in C minor. I don't know, must have messed up somehow. Sorry about that horrible noise. We were in C minor, I must have messed up.
Make a solo. I think that's what we're doing now. Oh, matches. Is this from the Bond movie? That's pretty awesome. PRS make left-handed electric guitar because I'm left guitars. I want to buy electric guitar because I have one Fender. Yeah, I'm pretty sure PRS has left-handed guitars. Otherwise, that should be a guitar you can quite easily play the other way around. Jesper, you want me to play faster? Okay. You can try that. What effects do I have? So I'm using this guitar into the full-tone OCD overdrive pedal. Goes into the Mesa Boogie Mark 5 amp, the clean channel. And then there's delay and reverb in the loop. I use Boss DD3 and Strymon Big Sky. And then all of this goes out via a cabinet simulator. So you're not hearing a true cabinet here. That's for you, Jesper. And there I messed up. Back to normal. Matches. Always open for cooperation. So just send me an email. You can find my link in my bio, and we can get speaking about that. The micros sont DiMarzio. No, I actually replaced the DiMarzio pickups. So these are bare knuckle Stormy Monday low output pickups. And the reason I put them in is because I prefer to have the dynamic range of low output pickups. And then if I want to go loud, I can always boost the signal using pedals and stuff like that. But if you start with a really loud humbucker or loud pickup, you can't get the dynamics back, right? So I'm not a fan of loud pickups. Some are pretty decent, but in general I prefer lower or medium range. Haha, Machas. I was just saying, if you want to find my email address, you can go to my bio, you know, my YouTube profile, and you're gonna find a link there with my email. Your hammer-ons are beautiful. Thank you so much, Rena. Thornbucker 2. No, I don't know what that is. Thank you, Vermilion. My hammer-ons are beautiful. Thank you, Reno. I don't know any India guitar solos. Sorry, man. I love how you play with such feeling. Philip, you're the man. Thank you so much. So when I have this kind of super dynamic tone, there's a big difference between using the pick and using the fingers. So you can hear the warm sound I'm getting when I'm using the flesh part of my fingers. I'm not using the fingernail. If I use the pick, we get... Of course, with the pick, it's easier to go really loud. With the fingers, I can do it, but I get a snappier kind of effect. So my favorite way to do it is actually to combine both. So that's why I'm a big fan of hybrid picking, where I use both the pick and the fingers. Random guy is back. Mr. Roji, I've been playing for probably around 30 years now. Oh, Thornbuckle, low output pickup, yeah, would love to try it. Do you set your Ibanez guitar super low? Yeah, and it came with a very good action, you know, from factory. I mean, I would guess on the 12 fret, E string, 1.4 millimeters, maybe something like that. No, the strings are 946. It's a custom set, not 1046. You're pretty good. Thank you, Blue. Been to New Orleans. I can't pronounce it, but I know it's the home city of jazz. I would love to go there sometime. 30 years, why you're this good? Maybe, yeah, but you know, I wouldn't really attribute the amount of years to being good. Some people can play very good after like less time. Usually 10 years, something like that is like a magic limit. Some people play for 50 years and they're never very good. So it's all about how you practice, I would say. It's definitely okay to like high action. So we have some question about quite a bit of questions about the pedals. So what I could do, I could just show you, I could turn off the overdrive pedal. This is the full tone OCD, which I'm turning off now, and it sounds like this. Doesn't sound at all. If I engage it. So a lot of the amplification is actually coming from one pedal, and that's the full tone OCD. And then that goes into the clean channel of my Mesa Boogie. Sometimes I use much more of the Mesa Boogie gain, so a stacking gain. But right now I have a very clean setting, a low volume, and then I have this full tone OCD at a very high volume and drive. So that's why it's a very responsive tone. The full tone OCD is very responsive, and then it goes into a tube amp, which adds even more dynamics or responsiveness. I recently lost my grandpa, who got me into playing guitar, and I was going through his stuff and found a 1950 broadcaster. He was not in playing condition, so very sorry to hear that, random guy. But happy to hear you have a cool guitar there. That guitar, you should definitely get it set up and play it. That's going to be an amazing memory of your grandpa. Reno, I have lots of free guitar classes on this channel and on the GMC website. Luke, my wife loves your music. Tell your wife hello and thank you from me. Yeah, exactly, Velvet. I would say the specific pedal, and I mean there are lots of pedals that probably do the same thing, but the full tone OCD is really great for that thick, clean sound. And I mean, I guess it's called full tone, maybe for a reason, I don't know. Full tone is the company, which doesn't exist anymore, but I think they don't exist. Someone told me they went bankrupt. I'm not even sure that's true, but anyhow, it does give you that, I wouldn't say Fender-ish, but it's fat, and you can still get some overdrive without it sounding super high gain. You can still add a lot of fatness, and you can add stuff to the sound that wasn't there before without doing the high gain or like classical distortion sounding thing. The goat is back. Thank you, Easy BCLS. This guitar is not an EVH Wolfgang, but I do have a purple one. This is an Ibanez RG652. So I don't think the original pickups would have been quite as nice for this clean kind of sound. They were a bit more high output pickup. These are super low output pickup, bare knuckle, Stormy Monday. So how long have I been playing guitar professionally? So I made a living out of guitar playing for around 20 years. I started actually teaching very early on in my playing career. Maybe a bit too early, I don't know, but I had lots of students, so I must have done something right. Metal, please. That's the most metal you're gonna get out of me over this loop. So let's see now. Try to find another backing track maybe? Okay, so maybe something that's a little bit more up-tempo now, a bit more... and it's also a different key, F sharp. Thank you, Alex. So my amp, the one I'm using now is a Mesa Boogie Mark V. Well, that's sweet. Thank you so much. How many electric guitars do I have? Around 15, I think. This was harder to play over. You really gotta play in time, and also this backing track or this loop doesn't have as much free space available, so you can't just like freely improvise over this. You have to kind of follow the riff a little bit, at least rhythmically. So if I had an SG standard inspired by Gibson, I would probably go for some kind of PAF, PAF, patent applied for classic Gibson pickup, maybe something like that. Or I would go for something louder and have a coil split in it. Cool question, SG. What do I think when I'm improvising? So I think there's a big difference between actually improvising and practicing improvisation. I don't think when I improvise, I try to just play, but I do practice improvisation a lot, and that's when I think. So usually I'll think about how to come up with variations of the patterns I already know. So basically just respawn my licks so I get more and more to choose from. However, if I think when I perform, it's not quite as interesting. You want to go for the stuff you know the best, and that's going to come not by thinking, but by kind of, feeling. It sounds like a cliche, but try to groove the music and see what comes out. Now, you cannot really reach that stage until you have a lot of the licks that you have, practiced while thinking. So it's a bit of a, difference between practice improvisation and actually improvising, where you just try to go with the flow. Of course, if I'm trying to figure out the key or figure out the groove, I'll think a little bit, but then as soon as possible, I'll try to just, again, go with the flow and not think, because I know that's when the best stuff comes. Luke, no, I don't know, but yes, Patrick Ronda, yeah, I've heard about him, I think. Yeah, I have at least two Les Paul style guitars. I have two Strats as well. I love both. yes, I actually wanted to achieve a little bit of a mix between Gibson and the Strat. I mean, in a way, you could say that Ibanez RGs are that, but they're usually not really vintage voice. They're more metal voice. So it's like you take a high output Strat or Super Strat and combine it with a Les Paul and add your tremolo thing. So I wanted to go for a more softer, more dynamic kind of sound, but still have the advantages of the super playable neck and the trem system. So it's interesting you say that. So I don't know how popular this specific RG model is, but the Nebula Green got very popular. So you have now this color in lots of different guitars. So I had to buy one as soon as I saw it. I just loved I wanted an RG. I've had many RGs, but for some reason I sold the two previous ones I had. I really regret that, but I wanted to get a new one. So when that color came out, I thought, yeah, this is it. Gonna have to buy it. So Reno, I can only play the guitar really. I play a little bit of bass and I try singing a little bit, but I'm pretty crap at that. Cool guys, so we've been going for a long time now. It's been a really fun session, man. Thank you so much for being around, all of you. It's been such a privilege to speak with you guys and play for you guys and interact with you guys. You are the best, and it's really exciting to see how you guys... Well, you get excited about the guitar. It's like, yeah, I have this guitar. I have to pick it out. I have to start playing it. And what pickups should I put in? And, oh, I want to start with the electric guitar now. And that's awesome. That's the spirit, right? I think that's what we're always looking for, I think. Or at least me, when I go out on the internet and scroll, just get some inspiration. So I hope I've been able to give you some of that, because I think that's more important than we realize. With inspiration, life becomes fun. And if you can get inspiration thanks to the guitar, then that's going to be worth just as much as finding the love of your life. So do play guitar, do jam away and have fun with music. Music is life. Thank you so much for being around. You've been wonderful, and I've been Christopher Dahl. See ya. Cheers.